Welcome back to the channel. This is a special investigation into a phenomenon that is rewriting the rules of space and stoking the fires of suspicion. 3I Atlas. This is not just another comet. Its nature, its movements, and the highly selective release of its images are all part of an unfolding mystery that suggests a level of control and intention we are not meant to see. Before we dive into the facts the authorities are trying to conceal, please take a moment to like this video, share it with anyone who needs to hear the truth, and most importantly, subscribe to Deep Lumen so you never miss a revelation. Since its detection, 3I Atlas, the third known interstellar object, has been a source of both wonder and deep frustration. We have the instruments, we have the assets in Mars orbit. Yet, the pictures we are being shown are useless, misleading, and frankly ridiculous. The critical question is no longer what is 3I Atlas, but what is NASA hiding from us? The first piece of evidence dropped by NASA was the NavCam image from the Perseverance rover. This was the moment the public was hooked and simultaneously misled. The image, widely circulated, appears to show an elongated stripe, an object 4 times longer than it is wide. The immediate viral conclusion, a massive cylindrical tic-tac. This image is a masterclass in unintentional deception, and we must delve into the technical reality to understand why it was the first and only thing released. The cameras on the Perseverance rover were absolutely not designed to look at astronomical phenomena tens of millions of kilometers away. They are surface cameras, designed to photograph nearby objects on the Martian landscape. Let's look at the numbers. The Perseverance NavCam has an angular resolution of 0.33 milliradians, which translates to about 68 arcseconds per pixel. At the time this image was taken, 3I Atlas was 38 million kilometers away from Mars. This resolution translates to a staggering spatial scale of approximately 12,500 kilometers per pixel at that distance. Now, the elongated stripe shown in the image is about 4 pixels long. Do the math. 4 pixels times 12,500 kilometers per pixel means the object would have to be 50,000 kilometers long. If 3I Atlas were a cylinder that absolutely enormous, we would have noticed it a very long time ago. The truth is far more mundane, but the implications of the deception are not. The NavCam has a maximum exposure time of only 3.28 seconds. At that brief exposure, 3I Atlas, faint and distant, wouldn't have even appeared. To get a visible object, NASA had to take a series of photos over about 10 minutes and then stack them one on top of the other to increase brightness. Travelling at 60 kilometers per second, 3I Atlas moves 36,000 kilometers over that 10-minute stacking period. That is more than enough to leave a dramatic streak, a misleading elongated artifact on the time exposure photograph. It is disappointing that this image was prioritized for release. By offering the initial, most confusing image first, NASA inadvertently generated a major public controversy. We found ourselves debating a 50,000 kilometer cylindrical artifact that doesn't exist, while the agency, constrained by the government shutdown and internal processes, was simultaneously processing the high-quality data. The delay means the truly definitive images are taking time to filter through, and the public is left waiting while only a select few are processing what they've actually found. As the tic-tac story faded, a second set of images emerged, this time from ESA's ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter, utilizing the CASSIS instrument. These images were subjected to a longer 5-second exposure, and they were frankly far more intriguing. Ostensibly they showed a fuzzy ball of light, but when examined closely they revealed a strange swirling mass of gases. This is not the clean, glowing coma one expects from a textbook comet. And critically, there was no visible tail whatsoever. A comet without a tail is a ghost comet. Previous observations by Hubble and James Webb had clearly shown a tail. What happened? The leading theory is a recent impact from a coronal mass ejection, or CME. A CME is a massive blast of solar plasma. The powerful solar wind generated can blast a comet's existing tail completely away, requiring subsequent sublimation to replace it. But this is where the anomaly becomes a scientific crisis. Every time we've observed a comet struck by a CME in the past, a rare occurrence, the tail, even if temporarily wiped out, returns within a space of minutes, not days. The persistent total absence of a tail in the CASSIS images suggests one of 2 alarming possibilities. Either the nucleus is not sublimating, outgassing, like a normal comet, or the tail we saw originally might not have been a tail at all. Furthermore, the bright swirling ball captured by CAS-SIS suggests a diameter of only a few hundred kilometers. This is not even the full extent of the coma that Hubble and Webb observed. We are only seeing the brightest, most dense portion. This data leaves us hanging. It hints at a core that is structurally unlike anything we've seen, and a physical process, the creation of the tail, that defies decades of cometary science. The scientific community is quietly agonizing over this mystery, and we are being denied the details that would let us see the picture for ourselves. The frustration is compounded by the knowledge that the best instruments have already done their job, and the data is awaiting release. The best images are yet to come. The critical next set of data is expected from the HiRISE camera, the high-resolution imaging experiment, onboard NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. This is the instrument that can end the debate. The HiRISE camera has a 50cm diameter. This is a massive aperture, much bigger than any other instrument that has been turned toward 3I Atlas from Mars orbit. It will allow us to detect the glow around Atlas out to much larger distances than the CAS-SIS instrument could. But the true prize is the resolution. HiRISE is expected to deliver images down to 30 km per pixel. The brightest pixel in that image will provide the best constraint ever on the actual diameter of the nucleus of 3I Atlas. Why is the nucleus size so important? Because if the nucleus turns out to be much bigger than current models predict, it makes this object anomalous in the extreme. It would defy the known physics for an object of this speed and composition. There is a logical, disturbing reason for the delay. NASA wants a chance to examine these better quality images from the more advanced optical devices before they are released to the public. Why? Because if these images prove to be bizarre in some way, if they show something decidedly not comet-like, NASA is going to need time to determine exactly how they want to explain it and manage the public reaction. People are already terrified, discussing scenarios of a slingshot maneuver around the sun to wipe us out. NASA knows the stakes. They are making a calculated decision to control the narrative, and right now, we are on the outside of that control, missing the moment the truth is verified. The government is not shut down. The flow of truth has been shut down. While we anxiously wait for the HiRISE data, the most profound evidence for 3I Atlas being an intelligently guided object comes from the most fundamental source, its trajectory. The scientific process of sublimation, the outgassing that creates a coma and tail, is like uncontrolled rocket thrusters. This process must cause a tiny, unpredictable shift in the object's path, known as non-gravitational acceleration. This is the signature of a natural comet. But 3I Atlas is defying this fundamental law of cometary physics. Everything we have seen indicates that the object is unerringly staying on the trajectory that it started on, maintaining its course in an uncanny manner. In spite of obvious outgassing, it hasn't shifted its trajectory even a tiny bit. The data reveals a total lack of non-gravitational acceleration. It is zero, almost zero. This is the ultimate anomaly. This is the scientific smoking gun. The only explanation that fits the data is that the object is using some sort of station-keeping thrusters to stay on its predetermined course. It is being actively, intelligently controlled. It may not be an assault craft. It may not be an invasion in the making. It may well be a colossal alien mothership of some kind, distributing probes and scouts as it traverses our solar system, but its path is an active choice. If it is using thrusters to stay on course, it has no plans of diverting. It is going to maintain its trajectory all the way out of the solar system, making certain that we don't get a good look at it and that we cannot intercept it. The most important event in human history is happening right now. An interstellar visitor, potentially an intelligent one, is executing a deliberate escape, and the authorities are withholding the evidence that would confirm the truth. The high-resolution images are taken. The data is clear. They have the truth. And right now, we are missing out on the moment of undeniable contact.